Hey guys, welcome back to the Homestead Fam. Today I want to show you my latest obsession. So that would be ginger bug soda. So I made this ginger bug not too long ago and it is ready to go. I've made multiple batches of soda already and I want to show you how to make my favorite flavor so far. So I have in the past been making water kefir soda and this is my favorite flavor for both of those. This is a lime and lavender soda and it kind of tastes like a mix between a lemonade and like a Sprite because it is carbonated, and then it just has that tinge of lavender, which is just like sets it over the top, and it is so good, especially with it being spring with all of the springy flavors, and it's just so delicious. So first you start with your ginger bug, and this is a active ginger bug. I think I fed it some sugar yesterday. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but okay, it popped a little bit, but when I open it up, it's got bubbles coming up, so it is ready to go. And then I am going to need limes, which I have right here, 1 lime. And then I have some lavender sugar. You can make this yourself. This is just dried lavender mixed with sugar, and you blend it in a blender to get it all fine and together. So I'll be using lavender sugar and lime for this and water, and that is it. So first I wanted to show you what the soda is going to look like at the end. So this is a ginger ale, or a ginger beer technically, that I made from my ginger bug. So you can see up in here there's so many bubbles forming. I put this one together last night and it is ready to go, except I'm having dinner with my parents tonight and I want to share it with them, so I just keep burping it a little bit so that it will last that long. And so this one is ready to go, and I will show you how to put this one together. So depending on your ginger bug and how strong it is will depend on how much ginger bug you want to use. I use a 1/4 cup, and depending on your temperature of your house, how active your ginger bug is, you can either increase that just a little bit or go less than that. And this is for just a standard flip top bottle. I think this is technically a 1/2 liter, so if you have a liter bottle, that makes a difference too. So depending on the size of your bottle, but for mine, I am going to do a 1/4 cup of ginger bug, and I'm gonna have to strain that, so let me get my strainer. So for this, you're gonna want a little strainer to strain out all of that ginger that's in there, and then a funnel just to try and keep it mess free, even though I make a mess with it every time. And I am just going to kind of eyeball it because I know how much a 1/4 cup looks like in the bottom of this jar, but if you want to measure it, you can of course do so. Okay, so that's about a 1/4 cup, and I'm just gonna put the ginger that filtered out right back into my ginger bug. And I will be feeding my ginger bug in a moment here just to kind of increase that water a little bit so I can keep making it. And you can see that it maybe comes up 1 inch on this jar. And I'm gonna set that aside. And next I am going to show you how I'm gonna put together the juice that goes into it. So in order to make a soda, you need to have some sort of juice or simple syrup of some sort to have your ginger bug feed on that sugar and carbonate and give flavor to your drink. So this is actually a very low sugar drink, even though we will be adding sugar, because the healthy bacteria in here, that ginger bug is going to feed on that sugar. So we have 2 cups of water here, and I'm just gonna squeeze a whole lime into my water. You could also do this with lemons as well. I've done both ways and they're both very good. I just ran out of all my lemon, so we are using lime today. And then of course, just play around with the flavors. I always like strawberry in all of my fermented drinks, so strawberry is a great option. Making a ginger beer is a great option. I've been wanting to try out something that maybe tastes like Dr. Pepper because me and my husband love Dr. Pepper, but we know how bad it is for us. So I want to try and make something that can kind of be similar to that. So if you like Dr. Pepper as well, stay tuned if we come up with something. Okay, so I have that squeezed in here, and then I'm probably gonna add maybe 2 tablespoons of sugar. And again, I'm just eyeballing this. The great thing with drinks like this is you don't have to be super particular. And really, you have to only worry about maybe underfeeding your ginger bug and your soda rather than overfeeding the sugar. Because if you don't feed it enough, then it will have nothing to feed on and it won't carbonate. But if you overfeed it, it will like it and it will keep carbonating. You just might have a higher sugar content in the end because it didn't eat all of the sugar up. So now I'm just stirring this together and trying to dissolve all of that sugar. And I'm gonna give this just a little bit of a taste just to see if I wanna add more sugar or anything else to it. Okay, so I do feel like I wanna add just a titch more sugar for some more lavender flavor. And then I would probably add more lime to this as well. That lime wasn't very juicy. I think I'm gonna grab another lime and I'll add maybe half a lime to this. Okay, I am just going to cut this up. And I doubt you can hear this right now because it's so quiet, but my ginger bug is like, you can hear the bubbles coming out of it, the gases coming out of it. And that's why you'll want to like burp your ginger bug too, because they like having a closed lid, especially if you're just getting yours going. But it is creating gases in there, so you'll be in your kitchen, you'll be like, what is that sound? And it's probably your ginger bug whistling at you. So I'm just going to get this cut up. And add just a little bit more lime to add some more flavor. This one's not that juicy either. I have not had great luck with limes at the store lately. Another option for this too is you could always like bring a small pot of water to boil on your stove, and like I could even throw the whole lime in there and that will kind of help get more lime flavor in there. But I like to do things just as simple as possible. Okay, that's better. So now I'm gonna take my funnel. And when you're using lavender sugar, it's up to you if you want to keep the lavender pieces in or if you want to strain them out. I really like the look of the lavender in there and it will give it more flavor as it sits. So I'm going to leave it in, and I honestly don't mind those little pieces of like lavender or the pulp that's in here from the lime like being in my drink. But if that bothers you, you can take it out or you can always strain it afterwards. So what I'm going to do is just pour this in. And I'm gonna bring it up to about 1 to 2 inches of headspace. You want to leave room because if you don't, then it could explode on you. And that's also why you burp it. You wanna leave that 1 to 2 inches of headspace so that there's a place for those gases that are being created to go. And then when we are going to seal this up, we're gonna let this sit for about 24 hours is usually what works for my house, but it depends on your temperature. So it could be 24 to 48 hours depending on the temperature of your house, the sugar content, and all of those lovely factors. But it is going to start creating those gases, and every day, I usually do it like morning and night, you're just gonna go and you're gonna give it a little burp, and then you're gonna close it back up just so you can avoid an explosion. And then I will show you with this one what a burp is actually like. So let's see if you can hear it. So there's just a little burp that I let out. And so that is a great sign because I know it is carbonating, and I already knew this one was because there's so many bubbles on the side, but this is what you want to see when this is done. So you can either enjoy this right away or you can pop it in the fridge if you want it cold. My preferred way is to just keep it on the counter and then pour it over ice if you want it cold, but that's completely up to you. So I'm gonna let this sit on my counter for about that 24-hour mark, and I'm gonna check it and burp it throughout that time, and I will come back tomorrow to show you what it looks like. Okay, it has been a couple days since we put our ginger soda together, and I checked it on day 1. It wasn't super fizzy, so I left it one more day and it is looking great. So this is the one we put together. You can see some bubbles coming up. And then this is another one I put together yesterday, And I actually used it from the homemade peach syrup from our homemade canned peaches. And this is like the bubbliest I've ever seen one so far. So I wanted to open this up and see how it looked as well with you. But let's do this one that we put together first. So I'm just gonna give it a little up and down so that there's some stuff that settled in the bottom. Okay, so let's open this up and see if we can avoid an explosion. This is like perfect. It's bubbling like crazy, but it's not exploding. And this is how I like to open them because they're not messy, you don't waste a lot, but they're still super carbonated. That's good. That's really good. Okay. Now this one, I think we might have an explosion. So I'm gonna grab a towel. Okay. So this one's not gonna even let me open it much, or else we are gonna have a huge explosion. Oh no. All right, well, I might have to open this outside. Okay, I just came outside quick because I don't want this to explode in my house. So let's see how it goes. This is very foamy. Let's try and stop it a little bit. Oh, you can't see them. These chickens are out here getting all my foam off the top. Oh, that is so good though. Oh wow, that might be my new favorite flavor. Peach. Yep, that's good. And as you can see, you're not gonna have a problem with getting these things carbonated. So I'm gonna put this back on and stick it in my fridge and enjoy this later. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and let me know what flavors you want me to try next.